Live. We are live on YouTube. Thank you for that. We got the good camera work here. We are live here on Facebook. Apologies to all my Facebook fan. What's going on there? We got at least a few people here. The elder AJ Brayhue is here. Kelly, good to see you as well. You're watching WWE. Okay. Let her rip. Big L is here as well. Kevin Davis. Again, good. I'm getting comments on both, so I'm happy about that. Remember, for the best detail work, again, I got two cameras going at the same time, which is good. It's here. We're good to go. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm keeping up on the comments on both. It's going to be a little bit hard, but I will do that. Hello to Rob and Ron McClendon. Again, I'm trying to see things from both sides for everybody. I don't have the keyboard space to do this. John Schlor and One Nation with everybody over here. Oh God, what the heck is going on here? Man, I can't wait. I can't wait until I get the new desk. And by the way, if you haven't seen the video of the what the new room is going to look like, it'll be fantastic. I can't wait. The only thing that I'm worried about is the amount or the cost of what the interior designer is gonna cost, because that's going to be a pain in the ass. As we all know, you don't know jack about sports show starts with the bluff, the bottom line up front. We got some bluff up here. What's up to you as well, Matt? Jukebox is over there. Remember, if for the better, it does look great. Thank you there, Johnny. Can't wait to get it done. And Big L, I know you're over here when we do some light work of moving furniture. Anytime you want to come over, because it's going to be a pain in the ass. Bottom line up front. I'm not going to talk about the obvious. We're going to do that in a minute. Okay. Bryce Harper made his debut yesterday for the Phillies. I was there. He did 2 at-bats. He walked twice, but he was on board for when the Phillies cleanup hitter Hopkins hit hit a 2-run home run. Captain is on. I think the Raiders came out smelling like a rose on this trade. You know, it was against acquiring, but you're going to give up the shop. I tell you, and we're going to get to that, because here's the thing. Everybody knows I was against AB signing, but let me rephrase that. Everybody knows I was against AB resigning because I thought that the Raiders would give up too much for him. So in that respect, I'm not. Yeah, Tito, you're gonna have to hit up the volume. I told you, for best volume, you got to go over to YouTube, because the camera that I have for this has got very little sound mechanisms. Okay. Right now, the other microphone that I have is still packed away. Okay. Apologies. But if you want the best sound, that's why I said go over to YouTube, please. The YouTube page is there. Tito, I'm going to speak up as loud as I can, but when I do that, then I get all dry in the throat. But at least this time I got something to drink. So again, for best sound, for best camera, go to YouTube, please. Okay? Yeah, I can't there. Like I said, the volume is max. The volume is max over here on in fact, I will make sure on that. The volume would friggin' come up here. See, yeah, it's on max. So I can't do anything about the volume. You're gonna have to go over to YouTube for better volume. It's the way it is. It was working, then it goes lower all of a sudden. Okay, apologies. Like I said, please come to YouTube. Until I get the microphones out, my best microphone is on this computer, and my best computer is going to have YouTube. I'm not, what do you call it? I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. I'm just letting you guys know it's the way it is. You are good right now. Yeah, because you know why, Sean? Because I'm screaming. That's okay. We'll be the next to you for the Raiders, O-line and defense. We'll talk about that, Doc. Because, again, hey, Ron. Switch over. Thank you there, Ron, for coming over. Your views about the Raiders are second to none. Thank you there, Ed. Again, I'm going to try to address as I can. I'm going to look at everything. Having two screens is great. Unlike a certain predecessor, or I shouldn't say a predecessor, but a certain gentleman that used to do videos twice, he didn't really pay attention to both. I'm going to do that as much as possible. But thank you for coming over to YouTube. It is Captain Jack Rackham Levy over on YouTube. Better volume, better camera work. I can see the camera work. You saw the bottom line up front. I am going to hold my comments about what I think about the Antonio Brown signing till the end, at least an hour in. Yeah, Ed or Ron, I'm telling everybody to subscribe. Got to subscribe to the Captain Jack page. Why am I holding my comments? Because if I tell you now, Ed, you're going to tune out. Say, well, the captain said this. I don't need to listen anymore. Correct? Because if I tell you now, you're going to say, well, that's what the captain said, and that's it. I don't need to listen. Because the other thing is this: we do have callers. Jeff Cofer, thanks for coming in. Stack the D now. Watts the free agent. Matt, I agree. And we got to do some of that. But I am going to do this. I'm going to open up the phone line. That's another reason why, if you go to YouTube, this computer has the better sound because it's coming through here. So the line is open, and it's time to come aboard. Time to come aboard and talk to me. 813-699-0834. We all know the number. Got to go. Had a rough day. Chris, you take care of yourself. What's the status and contact left for beast mode? We got an incoming call. Okay, stand by. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, it's just been Johnny.
Hey, Johnny, turn down your computer because it's coming through in the back.
Yeah, I just did. It was on delay. I just did.
Okay, Johnny, good hearing from you, brother. How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm good. Talk to me.
I had to call. This morning I woke up. Actually, I was working, so I was late last night, so I slept in, and I was expecting the news. And at first, leading up to this, I was like the Randy Moss stuff, everything. I kind of felt similar to things you've mentioned. And then I thought about it, and I saw the draft picks. We didn't lose a first-round pick. That makes it a little easier. And we're getting the number one receiver in the NFL. I mean, I kind of like it. I like it.
Like I said, so you're in favor of the fact that we have, and I have his statistics over here on this computer. So let me see here. Going at what Antonio Brown has done in his career. So again, apologies for guys making comments. I'm not going to be able to see the comments on the one. I'm looking in the league since 2010, where he only played 9 games. He's played at least 13 games since then. He's averaging in his receptions. He's averaging about, I want to say the lowest I see is in the 12s. I've seen a 15. He's good for at least 14 yards a catch, okay? touchdowns, the best touchdown receiving was last year at 15. But he's in the double digits for at least half of that. So again, Antonio Brown, by law, shall we say, is a top 5 receiver in the NFL, minimum top 5 receiver. So the fact that and I told people this, I said, I do not want to give the Steelers 27. I don't want to give them the 27 pick, the same pick that we got from the Cowboys for giving up a slug in Amari Cooper. And I'm going to say Amari Cooper was a slug because he didn't show me anything, and he showed me everything as a member of the Dallas Cowboys, and that's the way it is. Thank you there. The elder A.J. Brahue is also over here, and I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, I agree about that with the Cooper stuff. Towards the end, you could just tell he kind of checked out, and he knew that, something wasn't clicking or Gruden wasn't happy, and he knew that it was coming, so he totally even more checked out. So, but the Antonio Brown stuff, I was worried, like the Randy Moss stuff, but we didn't have a quarterback when Randy Moss came here, which kind of probably ticked him off. We had Kerry Collins, or Brooks was right before that.
Yeah.
So, and Gruden kind of knows what he's getting. I think Antonio Brown's happy to come there. I mean, if you think about it, the Steelers, he didn't cause a ruckus or anything. He wasn't super, super diva-ish until the last few seasons. But he wasn't that big of a problem. I don't see it as an issue. I mean, he's a hardworking dude. I'm not afraid of that anymore. As long as we didn't give up the first-round picks, I'm excited now because I'm getting that feeling. We were stripped down. We had a bare-bones team. Now with the feeling oh, crap, we have a lucky player again. It feels good.
Right. And again, I'm not going to give my final thoughts because, like I said, I want to keep them. I'm not going to give them up till at least an hour and a half into the show. Let's make it around, say 10:15 is the earliest I'm going to say anything. I'm going to try. I say that, but sometimes I get so excited and I say that. But then again, you're excited, and you should be, because again, the Raiders need a receiver. They got a good number 2 in Jordy Nelson, who I think is going to obviously be very well equipped. But here's the bottom line, people, and this I say is the most important thing. If you don't have an offensive line, signing Antonio Brown or Jerry Rice at his peak is not going to do anything for you. Because if Carr is sitting on his ass because the offensive line is not blocking for him, it doesn't matter who's back there.
That was the downer when I saw later in the afternoon that Assembly is coming to actually the Jets, which, is a fine market. And I know Jets fans, I'm usually just they don't say anything to Raider fans because we always knock them out of the playoffs when we meant something, when they meant something. So they know. They just know. So they don't like the Giants fans. They just don't talk.
Yeah.
So, but Gruden, when he first came, he's like, oh, we need the 3 pieces. We have to have the center, the guard, the quarterback. We got it. And I know that it's not because AB, it's the money thing, but that was a downer to see Assembly go.
Right. And again, for folks that are over here on Facebook, I said, if you want to have the best sound, you got to go over to YouTube. That's why I keep telling people to please go to YouTube, because the system that I'm on this computer with the best sound, that is where the speakers are for the guys that are on the phone. I can't do that with 2 computers. I have to pick a computer, and this is my best computer. Okay, so again, I love everybody over there. I'm speaking as loud as I can. I got the volume up over here, but for best sound, please come over to YouTube. Please. Captain Jack Rackham Levy on YouTube. I'm easy to find. Go to the page and subscribe.
It's a much better experience on YouTube, in my opinion.
Yeah, there you go. And thank you. Thank you there, shipmate. I appreciate that. And I'm getting questions over here. And you picked up on Osemele. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything over there. Carr isn't tough enough to get a 40-sack season and be successful. Derek Carr is like his brother, okay? David Carr was like a puppy dog that you hit a bunch with a paper, and after a while he got shell-shocked. Derek Carr is still trying to find himself, and the offensive line needs to be better for the Raiders in order to do that, okay? And I think that the offensive line has been addressed to a point, because remember, Osemele was traded for a couple reasons. A, they did sign Denzel Good, who is a up-and-coming good young guard that fits their system. With the signing of Good and the trading of Osemele, that means you get $10 million off the books. $10 million. So it's best twofold that I don't know what the trade compensation is. I don't know what the Jets are giving up. But I do know that we're going to need those picks that you get. You're going to need picks along the defensive line. You're going to need picks along the offensive line. You got extra cap room because remember, with Antonio Brown's new contract, 3 years, and I think it was about $19.8 million. Okay. He went up a little bit. You still need to sign him, to that decent contract. I don't think that's a bad signing, but I'm not going to say about that. Remember, a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick, and I think that's fine. And by the way, I got to say it because, and who am I talking to? Johnny, I'm sorry. Between going back and forth.
I get it. You got 2 screens going, commenting. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's only so much, and again, I do try my best, so I know what's going on. But as Johnny said, with what the Raiders have got going on, okay, as everybody has stated here, the Raiders need to address both lines. They did it last year with the 2 offensive tackles and the 2 defensive tackles. They've done that. Okay. So we need some more.
I would be shocked if the draft, if we took in the 1st round, if the guard was taken because just an insurance policy, Parker, and we're losing. I wouldn't be shocked if one of those 1st round picks we do get a lineman. Yeah,
and I tell you what, here's the thing. If now I could see, and this is just me, if they want to slide Parker inside the guard maybe, and they want to let Gabe Jackson go back to left guard where he was a better fit. If they want to maybe go after Jonah Williams moving up, if they don't like whoever's at pick 4, maybe they move down and they pick up Jonah Williams from Alabama, who would be a very good tackle. He might even be a better left tackle. They might slide Colton Miller over. I don't know, but there's going to be some movement along the offensive line for the Raiders. There's going to be defensive line pieces picked up for the Raiders. Excuse me.
Well, you must be, I'm happy for Carr. Carr must be ecstatic. The numbers are good. The numbers are good. They're definitely going to go up. But you get Bryce Harper, you got AB, your teams, all your teams, Captain, are just getting juiced up.
Well, most of them, because I am a Flyers fan, and even the Flyers are they're winning, but I think they're just going to miss the playoffs, which kind of upsets me because they're getting better. Thanks, Matt, for switching over. And remember, subscribe while you're here. Subscribe. But the Flyers are playing better. But if they're only 5 points back of out of a playoff spot, I believe, and I have the information over here. I heard the Jets giving up their 5th for our 6th and KO. Well, there you go. Thank you, Matt, for that information. That's a good trade. You get a 5th round pick and get swapping a 5th for a 6th, which means you have. I thought we had multiple 6th. I might be mistaken. I know we have multiple 7ths, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be good. It's going to be good for the Raiders.
Was his agent? Was it Rosen? The agent complimented Mayock and like that he was kind of shrewd to deal with and was very good. Said that he's been that agent for 30 years and that it seemed like he was not year one for Mayock. Like it was nothing.
Well, I tell you, I went over to the studio with my buddy that I do radio with over at his place, and he stated, "Whoa, shit! What was my point? God, I just what were you saying? And I was making a point to."
Oh, sure. So I cut you off. They'll definitely take the pick.
Oh! With Mac, you were talking about Mac. Yeah, I apologize. I got it now. He was saying, well, the Raiders traded Khalil Mack. I said, no. Khalil Mack and his agent traded themselves. See, Jerry White knows the sound is better. Matt Mashad, make sure you're subscribed. But yeah, Khalil Mack and the agent traded themselves. Okay, so the Raiders with Mike Mayock running things with John Gruden, providing that Mike Mayock keeps John Gruden on a leash. He's got to keep him on a leash because John Gruden can do stupid things. And I like John, but I'm kind of afraid of what John might do if he doesn't have somebody that's going to keep him on a leash. I tell you what, hey, Johnny, I'm going to let you go because I do have another caller coming in.
No problem.
Hey, call in next week as well. That's my boy, Johnny. And G Mike, you are on. You are on with the captain. It's G Mike over there in Misery. How you doing there, G Mike?
Hey, good evening.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm fine.
What's going on? Talk to me.
Hey, not much. I heard that the Raiders were looking to get Bell from Pittsburgh. Is that true?
I haven't heard that. The rumors that I've heard is that Le'Veon Bell is going to go to the Ravens because they're going to pay him a good amount of top dollar, and it's closer for him to go from, like, say, Pittsburgh to Baltimore, and you play Pittsburgh twice a year. Okay, John Shallor says that Bell's going to the Texans. John, what is your citing something on that? I want to know what your source is. Hey, G Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I think that Bell. There was reports that I think what is it? Tommy Beard said that Bell was going to go to the Ravens. People here saying John Shallor says he's going to the Texans. I haven't heard anything about Le'Veon Bell coming here. Okay, thank you. John Shallor read it on ESPN. Depending upon the source on that would be, we'll see what happens. Carr wants Bell with the Raiders, according to Oso, the Big Bear. Thank you there, sir. Heard he wanted to go to the Chiefs. See, Tito said that he heard Bell's on the Chiefs. There are many ways or many different places where Le'Veon Bell can go. But don't worry about that. I said in my last show, if you guys remember, and I think I will bring it out here, I will talk about it. If you want a running back, okay, Mark Ingram, Spencer Ware, TJ Yeldon, these guys are all going to be available. And again, we got Chris Warren III, and then of course you got Richard. So there's some capabilities there. And if Lynch does come back, or if Martin comes back, there's going to be some decent running backs there. But I would actually like to improve on our running backs that we have. I mean, nothing against Marshawn, nothing against Doug Martin, but they're on the other side, and I'd like to get a little bit younger there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Also, you think they'll try to go after Houston?
Yeah, I saw that today. They said that Houston is available. I don't know. I mean, it would be one of those things where the Raiders robbed from the Chiefs again. So the Chiefs have robbed from the Raiders have robbed from the Chiefs. Getting Houston away from Kansas City would be a win-win because it makes us stronger, it makes them weaker. So it's possible. Yeah. It's possible. It just depends upon how much money he wants.
Anyway to shut them son of a bitches. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I, with me living here in Central Missouri, just any way to shut the Chief fans up around here. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah.
Excuse my French, okay? I had a little flare up with the Chief fan today, and I just got a little carried away. Excuse me, sir.
No worries. Hey, Tyler Scott says Mark Ingram is staying in New Orleans. Hey, Tyler Scott, if you can, I want to know the source on that. Again, I'm not that I don't believe you. I always like that if you say something, give me the source. Because as you guys know, Brown was going to be a Buffalo Bill, according to sources and things dry up. Houston is going to the Broncos, according to Tyler Scott. Yeah. Tyler Scott, please cite your sources if you can, sir.
Yeah. What's the deal on Sheldon Richardson?
Well, he is available. But I think that Sheldon Richardson is probably looking for a big bank contract, kind of like what he was getting with the Jets. And again, it's one of those things where he might price himself out. Matt Mashad said that he'd like to see Robert Quinn on a prove-it deal. I do that in a minute. If you talk to me about Lamar Houston or Robert Quinn, I'd probably go Robert Quinn as well.
Yeah. So, okay, let me ask you something, Miss Jack. Okay, who do you think made the deal with the Steelers? Do you think it was Mayock, or do you think it was Gruden, or do you think it was both of them? Because that was a pretty good damn deal that they made. And not giving up too much for Brown, right?
Well, it depends on what we give. Hey, G Mike, you have your 5 minutes. I got to let you go, but call back next week, brother. All right. And we go from G Mike, we go to Hot Neil. Hot Neil, how you doing, brother? And you remember, if you can't hear me over there on Facebook, please get yourself over to YouTube. Captain Jack Rackham Levy on YouTube. The sound is a lot better over there. Raider Neil, trust me there. Go to YouTube. Go ahead, Hot Neil. What you got for me, brother?
How you doing, Captain?
I'm good. How are you doing? How's mom?
I don't know if you got my bad news yesterday, but they found out that she has cancer.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, partner. We'll all say prayers for her.
I appreciate that. My stuff is, I'm happy with a close to the Raiders. I'm happy for that. Real happy. But I don't think Bell is going to come because remember, Antonio and Bell just took it up. So I think Bell needs to go.
You think who needs to go?
Bell.
Bell needs to go where?
To another team because I don't want him in the Raiders. I think it was last year, it was 17-32, and the guys didn't even show up for practice. And no, I'll keep Antonio with me. I think Antonio will be a good player with us. And like you say, probably people will come back and play for another year. He still got some knowledge in him.
Marshawn, you saying?
Yes, sir.
It depends upon Marshawn's injury. It depends upon what we think of his injury. Because, again, Marshawn is, I think, 32 years old. And if we think that there's enough there, we're going to give Marshawn a chance. But if the doctors think that he doesn't really live up to that, if Marshawn wants to come back on a very, I would say, a good deal for the Raiders, and Houston's looking for 15 a year, Yeah, I think that's a little bit much. I don't think I would pay a Lamar Houston $15 million a year. Thank you for that input, Mad Daddy. And Kenny Durham said that what's the chance of Antonio Brown being 81 would save us a lot of money on jerseys. That's a good thought. But I don't know, Kenny. Why don't you write Antonio? But I don't think it's happening. All of the information has him keeping his 84. But that's a good idea. Good idea. Wait a second. I want to see how much you have. No. Hey, John Shalor. Hot Neil has at least 2.5 minutes. John Shalor, I got to give everybody at least 5 minutes until I have so many calls. I got to cut it down. But go ahead, Hot Neil.
What I was saying, Antonio is good. Once we have Antonio, I think we have a shot in winning. We have a shot at getting rings in the future. Well, that's my opinion. I don't know what the rest of the nation think about my opinion, but I think we have a shot.
Yeah.
I think we have.
Yeah. I mean, we do. I mean, here's the thing. We are going younger. We're getting younger in key positions. Brown is not so old, and he's in really good condition. Remember, Jerry Rice played until he was in his 40s, and it's because he kept in good condition, and he was an asset to the team. Jerry White says, you think A.B. can turn into another Randy Moss? No, I think he's going to turn into another Jerry Rice, because Randy Moss did not have the right attitude when he was here with the Raiders. I think that Antonio Brown, based upon what he's shown in one day, okay, this can change, but in one day, Antonio Brown has showed that he wants to be a Raider and that he's psyched up for it. By the way, if you are on Facebook, please come over. Please come over. The sound is better on YouTube. I've said that. Please come over. I want to thank Josh and Ryan and Mario Marcel for coming over, Chris Donat, everybody over there. I thank you for coming over. Come over to YouTube. The sound is better. I guarantee you'll be able to hear the callers better. Tito Saeed says his pen gone. We'll talk about that as well. Yep. Bear says that the sound is better. And that's Oso Uribe Bear, not Bear. Okay. Go ahead. You still got about 30 seconds there, Hot Neil. Go ahead.
Wait, let me make it real quick. Captain, all I'm saying is we're going to have a better defense this year. We're going to have better receivers. We're going to have better linebackers. We're going to have better team.
Now, weren't you the person that said we're going to be going to the Super Bowl in the off season?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you still backing on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, good on you. I don't think so. Josh, I'm more excited about Bryce Harper. Actually, to be honest, because Josh asked me if I'm more excited about Antonio Brown or Bryce Harper. I'm more excited about JT Realmuto, because I think that JT Realmuto is going to be the reason why the Phillies go over the top. I think JT Realmuto is going to have a better year than Bryce Harper. So there you go.
I only have about 5 seconds left.
You got about 5 seconds. You got it.
Real quick. I think we're going to do better because I heard from somebody, I don't know if it's true or not, but Tom Brady is not going to be playing no more with the Patriots.
Well, I tell you what, but you know what? We haven't played a game yet. So we got to do things.
I know that, but I think somebody told me today I was in a birthday party this afternoon, and we were talking about it, and I think Tom Brady is not going to be playing no more. He's going to be going to someone else.
Okay, well, the only other place that Tom Brady's going is going to be on a lot of vacations with Gisele Bundchen, man. He ain't going – Tom Brady ain't going to change team. When Tom Brady wants to retire, he's going to retire.
Because he is going somewhere. He's going straight to hell.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be true. That might be true. Hey, Hot Neil, thanks again, partner. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for contributing. Okay, that was Hot Neil. John Shalor, line is open. If you want to chime in, 813-699-0834. Hey, how you doing there? Yeah, I got you, Oso. I got you. pick 4, Bosa's there. Oh boy, I hope I don't want Bosa. I don't want Nick Bosa. But I tell you, if he's there and I don't know. I just think that Bosa is like it's kind of like the old it's like the old guy that you see in the cartoons that he puts his thumb in his mouth, he goes, and he gets bigger and he gets jacked. That's Nick Bosa. Jimmy Farrell, you got on first. What's going on with you, Jimmy? What's going? Hey, how about those Flyers beating the Islanders again?
Go ahead. Rub it in.
You know I'm going to rub it in.
How come Voracek only got 2 games for that hit? He should have got 4 at least.
I tell you what, hang on. Hey, John Shallor, you got to be quick. You got to be quick, John Shallor. Jimmy Farrell got you first. Jimmy Farrell's going to be on for 5 minutes, and then you can go. Now, I did not see the game because I'll be honest, I was doing Sunday gotta-dos, and I didn't see the game. Talk to me about the game, Jimmy Farrell.
Well, basically, I was in the corner, and Boychuk was going after the puck, and Boychuk just turned around and, just nailed him. He didn't even have the puck yet. He's going after it. He turned around.
Who checked him? Who checked him?
Boychuk.
Who?
And who did he check? Boychuk.
Oh, Voracek. Voracek got checked.
No. Boychuk checked Boychuk. Johnny Boychuk.
Oh, okay. That's a tongue twister. Voracek
right?
checked Boychuk. Okay.
And he laid him out on the ice, and they gave him 2 games.
Wow. They gave him 2 games for that.
Yeah.
And that was today? That was today? Okay, so that was the other game. Okay.
Yeah. I hope we don't have to play you guys anymore, because I'm sick and tired of playing your guys now. I don't want to play you guys anymore.
No, you just don't want to play us, because if we win, I'm going to tell you about it.
Yeah,
that's the main reason why, and I love you for it.
Did Odell get traded?
Did who get traded?
Odell Beckham. Did he get traded to Browns?
First I'm hearing about it.
I could have sworn on my phone it said Odell Beckham goes to the Browns.
I think so.
I could be wrong.
Well, I know that the Giants were shopping him, but I have not. I swear, if Odell Beckham gets traded to the Browns, that's going to be an instant pop on all of the things. All-Star says he did, and he's staying in New York. I didn't see that, so no. I think that's just some. That's kind of like the old Derek Carr with the Jacksonville Jaguar meme. No, he didn't get traded.
Oh, okay. Are you concerned now that the Browns on the team?
Remember, I'm going to give my opinion on Brown. It's too early yet. I said the earliest I'm going to give it is an hour and 15 minutes into the show, which would be 10:15.
You like the trade?
I will talk to you about that, Jimmy Farrell, but the earliest I'm going to really say anything is 10:15 Eastern time.
Okay.
I mean,
you like the Assembly trade?
Yes, I do like the Assembly trade because I like the fact that because of his age, because I think that making $10 million and with Jackson making $7.5 million was too much to be paying 2 guards. You get rid of $10 million, you get him out of the division at least. Yeah, he's in the conference, but he's not in the division. That's one thing I like about it. According to this, we're getting their 5 and we're giving up our 6th or something like that. I like that. So yeah, I don't mind that trade.
We got 3 number 1s, a number 2, a 3 and a 4 and a 5, and no 6.
Something like that. Matt Custer, no, we don't need to let Derek Carr go.
And will there be any action tomorrow for the Raiders?
Why? With the start of free agency?
Yeah. At
Well,
12 o'clock.
Well, remember, this is kind of like the early, what do they call it? You can actually talk to people without getting in trouble. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, they said they won't start anybody really until Wednesday.
Right, because this is what they call the I can't remember what it's called, but you can talk to people without really getting in trouble. I tell you, I don't foresee anything happening until, like you said, until Wednesday. I tell you what, we got a lot of money, but it's not about the money. It's a combination of spending wisely for positions that you need, and
Right.
I think that we'll do there. Neil Backman, thanks for coming over here.
How much money we have in the shop now? Now we got Brown.
Well,
how much is left?
Probably a good amount. Remember, we signed Brown. We gave him a little bit of money, but he was still. We redid the contract. But we got rid of Coleccio Semele's $10 million. Neil Backman, we signed Jonathan Hankins as well. Wow. First time hearing about it.
So what do you think? We got about $60 million to spend?
I would say we have at least $60 million. I don't have the I think that if you go to spottrack.com, said that normally spottrack.com has the best information as far as what the Raiders are and what everybody is cap wise. And Ruben is saying getting more cap space, getting back a 5th round pick by trading Osemele. I think he likes that.
Right.
And
I'm really glad they didn't get rid of that first round picks, because that would have been a disaster.
Yeah. And hey, Jonathan Hankins to a 2-year deal. Thank you for those who said that, who was Raider Neil and Jimmy Beck. Thank you. I appreciate that. I knew about the Osemele trade. I didn't get a chance to see that one. So yeah, that's a fantastic pickup, picking back Hankins, because he played his ass off last year, and I think that's a good person to have.
Did you hear on ESPN Brown's agent talking to Mayock, how impressive he was?
Yeah. I mean, but his agent, his job is to basically fillet whoever the people are that are watching. But here's the thing: Brown looks like he really wants to play, and that's a good thing to see.
And Glenn said he's the perfect guy in practice to watch. He says he practices lots of in practice. So you want to see a guy practice, this is the guy to watch.
Yeah, and again, Gruden said that, and that's a good thing. Yeah, I knew about Harris at safety on a 2-year deal, Jimmy. I like that signing as well. He was a restricted free agent.
Can the analysts now stop talking about how Matt doesn't know what he's doing, this is his first job? I mean, look what he's done so far.
Well,
can we lay him off now?
No, they're not going to, because it is up to the press to be up to stroking everybody who's an anti-Raider person and getting all of Raider Nation riled up, because they know that Raider fans are going to go after them with all of their might. As soon as you have something that's clickbait, it's going to be Raider fans are just going to go nuts. And thanks, Chris Donat, for coming over here. What free agent would be up on your next list? Well, I tell you, I tell you what I would like. I tell you, I'd like Dante Fowler or Trey Flowers as a pickup end. I really want them at backer.
Or the guy from the Giants.
Well, yeah, but at safety, Landon Collins, and that was the other one. If you pick up Landon Collins at safety, that's I think actually would be the first free agent that I would want to go after, and that's who I would want.
You wouldn't want Waddle, because I think he would be a good role model for Joseph. I think you could teach him how to be a better player if Waddle was on the team.
Yeah. Clinton Dix. Matt. No, I don't want anything to do with them. Don't want nothing to do with them, Matt.
I think the Raiders are going to get Bell tomorrow. I just have this feeling.
Well, we'll see. Like I said, if they get Le'Veon Bell, then you can definitely know that Marshawn Lynch is not coming back.
Well, maybe they'll keep him, and Rashad will be gone. Or Warren. Maybe those guys will be gone.
Well, I said
Yeah.
they like Richard.
One of them.
They like Richard. They want to get Richard because that's why they gave him that tender. By the way, if you want to knock out Jimmy Farrell, he's free game. He's been on for 9 minutes. So just saying.
The Caps game?
I'm sorry. What about Tommy and the Caps?
No, the Washington Capitals. Score the game?
No, I did not. I bet you Tommy Beard will tell us. I got to let you go, Jimmy. Edward's on. And we go from Jimmy Farrell, we go to Ed Winchell. How you doing there, shipmate?
All right, shipmate. How are you doing?
I'm good. So talk to me. What's going on in your round?
A great show tonight. It's really exciting.
Well, I'm trying to go back and forth. The only thing I screwed up with on the first portion of YouTube, I had the wrong camera on, and as soon as I realized that, I went, no, shoot, I got to stop this. So I'll go back and clean it up later on. But yeah, I'm trying to do my best. I like this routine of I like picking it up from both sides. But like I said, all my Facebook guys, I love you to death, but you got to come over to YouTube. The sound and the picture quality is so much better. So everybody that's over there, Matt Custer, come on over. Clint Mining, come on over. What is it? Hefe Reddick, come on over. Josh Pemberton, come on over to YouTube. I appreciate you. We're all here. We're having a good time. Go ahead, Ed.
I wanted to pick your brain a little, Cap, and ask you your opinions or your feelings about who we should or will pick at the draft. Number 4 and number 26, I think it is.
Well, you know what? Whoever, when we got a 24 and a 27, I ain't picking that far because you know why? Things don't get interesting with all of the things that happen at the top. Whoever you have picked in a mock draft, by the way, if you're picking a mock draft, you might as well go pick the lottery because you got about as much. You got about as much traffic, or about as much traffic. You got about as much chance of picking a lottery winner than you do in a mock draft because things get interesting. I will say this. No, Rich Vegas. Cook is a free agent, and I expect him to be gone. The YouTube is Matt Custer. It's Captain Jack Rackham Levy, Levy. Just go to my name, Captain Jack Rackham, put Levy behind it, and there's your YouTube channel. Rich Vegas. Cook is not under contract. He's probably going to be gone.
Can you share with us, Cap, your feelings on number 4 then?
Here's the thing on the number 4 pick. Whoa,
yeah.
What, was that you?
Yeah, that's me. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought I had a sound issue. I think this. I hope that Kyler Murray goes in the top 3. I hope he goes in the top 3 because if he doesn't go in the top 3. I have a feeling that all of this Gruden love for him, I don't know if it's a smokescreen or not. I hope it's a smokescreen. But I don't know if it's a smokescreen. I think it's a smokescreen. Hey, Mike, good to see you as well. But I want Kyler Murray gone by pick 1, 2, or 3 because I don't want us picking him because we need a lot of more things. And I've said this 1,000 times. If you're going to pick a quarterback early in the draft, I say you pick him next year with Herbert or the kid out of Georgia who I like from. Okay, I think you go next year. If you want to go after, God dare say it, if you want to go after Will Grier, don't pick him until the 3rd round. But we gave up our 3rd round pick, so maybe we'll get another 3rd round pick, and he might be there. Okay, I want Josh Allen. That's who I want with the number 4. I want Josh Allen. Yes, I want Josh Allen. If Josh Allen is not there, I do not want Nick Bosa. I would take Quinnen Williams if he's there too. But if Quinnen Williams is there, I want Quinnen Williams. If Quinnen Williams is gone and Josh Allen is gone, I'm going to trade back. I want to trade back.
That's what I was thinking. Trading back some.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Allen has never won a thing. At UCLA, he never won. In Buffalo, he's not a winner. He has never, won in my mind. And that scares me.
Yeah. Are you talking about Murray?
No, Josh Allen. Allen, the quarterback.
Oh, you talk what? Whoa! I don't know what you're talking about, Ed. Josh Allen is an outside linebacker. Are you talking Josh Rosen?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I was reading you. I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah, Josh Rosen.
If we don't see anything ahead of us in the first 1, 2, 3 picks, I don't mind trading back and getting 2 or 3 other late first rounders.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the other thing. Even if we were trade back, okay.
Right.
Even if it's not this year, because somebody might want to trade up so much, say, okay, well, we want your number 1 next year, because I tell you, next year, when we already have 2 number 1s, next year is the year to have 3 number 1s. And that's what I want. Right. Next year is where I want the 3 number 1s, because then if there is a quarterback that you really want, you have ammunition to go trade up and get that quarterback that is going to be maybe if Carr has a subpar year, okay? If Carr has a subpar year, that is when you go after that quarterback you guys were talking about. And by the way, thank you for coming over here to YouTube. Please make sure you subscribe to the page. I'm going to be over here. I got a lot more things going on with more post things going on. Chris Donak, great point. Montez Sweat is awesome so far, but I don't know whether I want you to. I don't know whether I want to take him at 4. I thought I'd maybe want to take him at 7. Maybe Jacksonville wants to move up. No, Jimmy, we don't have 3 number 1s next year. We got 3 number 1s this year. I'm saying next year is when you want to have 3 number 1s, because we have 2 number 1s next year. That's what I said. I want. Sorry about that, Jimmy. Right. But who do you want? Who do you want it for there, Ed Winchell?
I think we would be smart as an organization to trade back and try some ways to solidify our lines. Both of them.
Yeah.
I think that's it's one player in the area that we don't need help in is not going to help us. I know we have problems on both sides of the line. And I think we should concentrate on that. And I think that number 4 is very enticing for 28, 29 of the owners in the NFL. So I think if we move back some, it'll give us some more ammunition to pick up more players that will solidify our needs.
I agree. And 4 is a good pick as long as the guy that you want is there. And if the guy if the guy that we want is not there, go back a little bit and maybe get the number 2 or the number 3 guy that you really want. And I tell you now, I tell you what, AJ makes a good point. We need a backup quarterback. We do need a backup quarterback, but I don't want Kyler Murray. I figured AJ. We're going to figure out that backup quarterback thing, and it's not AJ McCarron either. Okay,
no,
we're going to get somebody. We're going to get somebody, because some quarterback is going to be made available in the offseason. I can almost guarantee it. Okay, if you really need a backup quarterback, go pick up Fitzpatrick.
Right, that's my thinking. Is if something happens to Carr during the season, we could pick someone up. It makes no sense. Just because we don't have a second quarterback to get them, because our quarterback situation is very fluid, and I think he's going to do a great job this year. And most of us in Raiderville know our needs are on the line. And those are what I think they're going to concentrate on and try to get, some good players there instead of other areas. Sure, we'd like to have a nice running back. I don't know if Litch is going to be back.
Honestly,
he's prone to get hurt more.
I honestly, I was saying, like I said, I like Marshawn Lynch, but I think we need to get younger, and I don't think we really need to go after him. Manziel, Mike Harline, wow. Boy, I'll have to think about that one, but my first response is no. But the thing is that if you need a project quarterback, Jake Peterman's our project quarterback. He was on our practice squad, so that's our project. But Johnny Manziel, no. Ed, I think you've been kicked off.
All right, mate.
Hey,
chatting with you.
Hey, take care. We'll see you next weekend. Remember, we got Tommy Beard on. Tommy, talk to me about the Caps game real quick.
Caps won 3-1.
Over who?
Winnipeg.
Okay. Hey, Doc Burdett, come on over to YouTube, Doc Burdett. The sound is better over here. They beat the Jets, huh? Wow.
Yep, 3-1. Thank God and we actually beat them with our backup goalie.
Okay.
We gave Holtby a day off.
Well,
because with what we've got coming up Tuesday and Thursday, that are big games.
I was going to say, don't you play the Penguins and the Bruins or something?
No, we got Tuesday in Pittsburgh. Thursday we go back after a week. Wednesday when we beat your Flyers. Thank you very much. Thank you, Capitals. We go to Philadelphia. They play the Flyers.
Okay, so you beat the Flyers. Yay.
Hey. Just saying. We beat the Islanders, too. That was really big.
Well, of course, and you can throw that up against Jimmy Farrell. They play. Now, I watched a little bit of the Flyers Caps game the other night, and I tell you, the Flyers looked like they were playing in quicksand, and the Caps were just shooting lights out. And I didn't see the whole game. When I saw it into the game, it was like the first thing I saw, they were up 2-0. Then it was 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and they switched goalies. They brought out the one goal and they put in Talbot, and they put it as soon as Talbot was in there, they gave up a goal. I turned it off after that because I knew we were going to lose. So the fact that the Flyers scored 3 and made it a game doesn't say anything bad to me. So we'll see what happens.
We stopped playing it too.
Oh, okay, I didn't watch the game.
The Capitals actually, after I think it was like 5 minutes left in the game, they just stopped playing defense.
Okay.
And then they got it to be 5-3. Then they picked the defense back up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I literally was cussing at TV. I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me! We cannot blow this."
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Thanks. I got you. I'm listening.
I did get to watch the Harper 2 at-bats because they had it on MLB Network. Of course, I didn't watch the game after that.
Yeah,
I want to see was the Harper thing.
Yeah, I was there. Like I said, he 2 at-bats, 2 walks.
Surprised me.
In what respect?
He come in there swinging all hills, just trying to homer and do this, and he impressed me.
Well, the thing is that if you have Rhys Hoskins batting behind you, who is a bomber, Hoskins is going to get really good pitches this year because Harper's sitting in front of him. And by the way, when Hoskins had that 2-run bomb, it should have been a 3-run bomb because Segura had the audacity to get thrown out at first base on a pickoff. Oh, that pissed me off.
I got a question. That home run he hit, did that go over the tiki bar?
Yes, it did.
Because you couldn't, they said it on TV, but you couldn't really tell, where it went, because you couldn't really tell if it went over the tiki bar or not.
Well, I asked them because I had it on my camera, and I actually had to get rid of the video because I was doing video for the sports show I did with my buddy, so I had to clean out my phone. I asked him where the ball went because I didn't see it. I still had the swing on my camera. And I said, where'd it go? He said, it went past Frenchie's, and Frenchie's was the tiki bar. Wow.
All right, let's get to what everybody's talking about, what I've heard people talk about.
Okay, talk to me. Go get it.
At 4, I went Furley, defensive end from Clemson.
Farrell Clement.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want Farrell, the defensive end from Clemson.
I think 4 is a little too high for him, buddy.
The 24th pick.
Okay.
This is what I want.
Okay.
I want, because if we wait till 24, he's not going to be there.
Okay.
Somebody's going to snatch him up. And AB kind of let it out today on Instagram when he was live.
What, his cousin?
I trade up to go get Martavius. Go get Bryant, a.k.a. Hollywood. So that's what they call him. That is his nickname, Hollywood.
So Marquise Brown at a higher pick.
Yes.
Okay.
Because everybody that you've watched all these mock drafts, he's gone before 24.
Yep.
And by what AB said on Instagram, and he called his stuff, he says, because I can't say that, I get Raiders for tampering.
Right.
He started to say Hollywood is on his, and it's, I just know I can't say that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wondering if they're not going after him too.
Well, okay.
And at 4 or the 26, I get, if he's there, I get the guard from Oklahoma, Ford.
Yeah. The guard from Oklahoma is the guy that was in the Senior Bowl with them. They like him. I can't remember his name, but I think he was.
His last name's Ford. It's like Quentin Ford. I think it's Quentin Ford.
That don't sound familiar. I know he was playing tackle in the Senior Bowl, and they project him as a guard.
I really like that guard.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want any of these quarterbacks at all.
Oh no,
none of them.
I said if you're gonna go after quarterback, I actually like the kid from Duke. I like the kid from Duke. Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of ability, and I think that he would be a good pickup if he's available. And I think he's going to be flying up. I think he's going to be a late first. If you're gonna use capital on a quarterback, and I wouldn't do it this year, but if Gruden likes the kid from Duke so much, that's where maybe you use the 27 or the 24.
Now, the only quarterback in this draft that I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't draft him high.
Don't say Will Grier.
The kid out of Buffalo. His name escapes me.
Oh, yeah.
6'7", 6'8", something. He's got a cannon on him.
Okay. Don't know his name. I tell you what, your homework assignment is you're gonna have to get me some information on him.
Because he threw for over, I think it was like 5,000 yards in the MAC. And there were talks before he actually declared for the draft, there was a chance that he was going to transfer to Miami.
Oh, so that's why I know about him.
But I cannot remember he played in the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
Because he declared, and they put him in one of these bowls. Because he was a senior and he was going to be one of those grad transfers.
Uh-huh.
And he ended up not doing it and transferred in.
Okay.
Now, to Raider Nation, stop with the fucking Bell shit. He's not coming. It's not happening. There are 4 teams that Ian Rappaport, and he is the one guy that I listened to that want Bell.
Okay, who's getting Bell?
They've got the Jets.
Uh-huh.
They've got the Bears.
Uh-huh.
They've got Baltimore at the right price.
At the right price, okay.
And then he's got Philadelphia.
Okay.
Now, I have seen on Twitter where Carr followed Bell.
Uh-huh.
So take it. I don't want him personally. I'd rather get 2 running backs in this draft.
True. I think that, if you get, and don't say shit, and I'm cussing right now. Don't say shit about the next thing that's coming out of my mouth. But
I already know what you're going to say.
Jordan Scarlett.
Smoker.
Jordan Scarlett, man. Jordan Scarlett, I tell you, is going to be a very good running back for somebody. Jordan Scarlett would look fantastic in silver and black.
I wouldn't mind in the 5th round, maybe 4th if he got one. If he's there, I'd bring in Homer. I'd go get Travis Homer out of Miami.
I don't know.
It's not because he's a Hurricane. I'd go get Travis Homer.
Okay.
He is a home run hitter.
Okay. What's the size?
Jesus. It depends. It changes.
Uh-huh.
I think Homer was 6. I think Homer was like 5'8", 220, 225.
Okay.
I didn't see what his measurables were during the when they just had the camp day. I didn't see what it was. I didn't even watch it. I never watch that.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. Actually, somebody just pegged me on my other Captain Jack profile saying that she's hearing that the Raiders have signed Bell, and I'm saying no. I haven't heard that. It's all a bunch of BS and hooey.
And they can't sign Bell until Wednesday.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, nothing can be done until. I mean, even this trade with Brown is official until Wednesday.
Right. Well, actually, they can't talk to Bell tomorrow because the legal tampering period.
They can talk to anybody they want.
Right. The legal tampering period starts tomorrow. Okay. Oh, okay. Matt Custer says Chicago talking about trading Howard away and getting Mark Ingram from free agency. Wow. Okay. Do we give up on CW3? No, I don't think so, Jimmy. I think he's going to get an opportunity to be a very good dynamic back for us. Chris Warren the third. Benny Snell would be a great running back. Thank you for that, Raider dude. I you know what? There's a lot. I don't necessarily want to spend a lot of money on Le'Veon Bell. I think we can be just as good, just as productive, getting a running back in the draft, and I think that's where the Raiders should go. I think that's where the Raiders should go with that. C.J. Mosley from the Ravens.
Yep, I cannot believe they're not re-signing him.
Well,
I think that's to hurt their defense in the long run. I really do.
Well,
I would not. I'd be happy to get C.J. Mosley.
I wouldn't mind getting him
with Mosley, and then you got Lee. There's your 2 middle linebackers.
Yeah, but you know what? I would much. I tell you what, the first free agent that I want Landon Collins.
He's getting up along the tooth there, Captain.
But you know what? He ain't that old that he wouldn't be a really good fit. And I don't know what and this is why I told people to come over to YouTube, because what did Facebook do? It crashed. So everybody that was over there on Facebook, I said to come over to YouTube, and there's a reason why. Because Facebook crashed.
TV. I got the TV, then I got YouTube subscribed to my TV.
Well, thank you.
I put it up on the TV.
Well, thank you, brother. Hey, I'm on TV. All right, that's great.
I can't read the comments. I got to use the comment. I have to turn the tablet down. I have to turn the tablet down and read the comments on the tablet.
Well,
but
and I'll make it out. Again, thank you for everybody that's here. This is the reason why I said to come over to YouTube, because I was sick and tired of the crap that Facebook has, where it craps out on you. I can't handle that. I'm getting into a show and I get a good thought, and then Facebook shits the bed. I can't handle that. That's why I appreciate everybody coming over here. I'll make another announcement later on. If you know of everybody that goes over to Facebook, tell them to come over here to YouTube, please, and subscribe. Please tell them to subscribe, and I appreciate that. Go ahead, Tommy. I'm sorry I cut you off.
That's good. And I don't know how your feeling about this is, but I get Martavius Bryant back. And the only reason I say this, and I was thinking this, and then it's when I think it was Ian Rappaport was talking about it this morning, was when Martavius Bryant was with Antonio in Pittsburgh, was when he had his best careers.
Well, they both feed off each other. And that is they have a good dynamic that way. And I tell you what, getting Martavius Bryant back, providing I'm going to do my best ASS, what is it? His name? Smith? No. A. Steven Smith, ASS. As long as he stays off the weed, I don't think it's happening, though. I don't think it's going to be happening. We'll see. No, Gruden liked him well enough that he traded away a third-round pick for him. I'm glad at least that the Raiders didn't get fleeced by the Steelers twice, because they got fleeced by the Steelers twice last year, because they gave up a third-rounder for Bryant, and he didn't really do anything, and they traded away Switzer and got really nothing back for Switzer, and Switzer had a fantastic year for the Steelers. AJ is talking about Leonard Fournette. I don't know about that one.
He's still in Jacksonville. They have to trade him.
Yeah, but he is on the block. And by the way, if you want to knock out Tommy's been on for 16 minutes. Not that I don't love talking to Tommy, but the number is 813-699-0834. Go ahead and talk there, Tommy.
I don't want him. I really don't want Fournette. I don't want him.
Yeah.
He's one of those ones that get beat up and bruised, and then his career's over.
Well, he was bumped and bruised over in LSU.
Yep.
And there was those issues there. And he's a good running back, but I tell you what, we got the same thing with Chris Warren III. Fournette runs too high. He runs too high. He's not very fast. And we got that with Warren.
He gets to where look what he got suspended and kicked out of the game at that Buffalo game.
Right.
He's cool.
Yeah. Hey, Ruben, I think Martavius Bryant is eligible. He was indefinitely suspended, or they were talking about him being indefinitely suspended. I believe that the people are saying that Martavius Bryant is eligible or will be eligible to return this year. So check on that. But that's why Martavius Bryant is in the conversation.
Do you bring back Seth Roberts?
At a reduced cost, and if you got nobody else there, if you have a bunch of receivers that are in the mix, I don't want anything to happen to Marcel Aitman. I really like Aitman. I like Antonio Brown. I like Nelson as your number 2. Okay. Roberts. Yeah. As long as, if you get Marquise Brown and Roberts, I was going to say, do we really need Seth Roberts? I mean, because you're going to need somebody else. I'm going to let you go, Tommy. We do got a caller. All right. Take care. That's Tommy Beard. Always great to hear from him. John Shalor, you finally called back, brother. What's going on? How you doing?
Doing all right. Just listening to the show, man.
Appreciate it.
Enjoying it. Yeah. So how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good day to be a Raider.
It is. And I can now officially, once you talk to me, then I can tell people how I feel, because I told people I wouldn't give out my views until at least 10:15. But I'm not going to do it until after you talk to me, John.
All right, cool. That's why I waited. And yeah, but so I wanted to bring up the running back situation. I think some of us are saying, everybody can have their opinion, but I think we're focused on drafting a running back, and I don't think we need to. I mean, we got Richard.
Yeah.
We got Chris Warren. On the practice squad. He should see some playing time this year.
Yeah.
I believe there's enough running backs in the league that we can get one off. Half the place of Bell. And a good decent running back. I mean, I don't see it unless we get like a late draft, or I don't see us drafting one early.
Well, no, I don't see us drafting one early, but I tell you what. Okay, we gave up a third for Brown. And by the way, this isn't official, but I mean, this is the most official, unofficial it is. So, yeah, Antonio Brown is a Raider. That's guaranteed. We gave up a third and a fifth for Brown. Now, apparently, we got a fifth back from the Jets in the Coleccio Assembly trade, and we gave up a sixth or something like that. Okay.
Right.
I think that we can probably reacquire a pick in the 3, 4, 5 range. Matt, thanks for coming aboard. I was going to say, Matt, you're a little late to the game here. Yeah, we were talking about Bell and the $10 million and stuff like that. I don't want Le'Veon Bell for the $10 million we just saved on Coleccio Assembly. I think we do that.
Way.
And I tell you what. Give me Jordan Scarlett out of University of Florida. I think he's going to be a fantastic running back, and he'd be great for us.
Right. What round would you take him in? Where do you think we're getting him? Could get him?
I think he might last until the 4th. You might have to throw in. I'm sorry, what?
I said that would be terrific.
Yeah, I was going to say I think he might last until the 4th round. If you're afraid of him going, maybe you trade up in the late 3rd to pick him up, but
yeah.
Oh, screw you, Tommy Beard. Miami players aren't all great either. Okay.
Yep. Just say that Miami and I like South Florida. I like the Scarlet boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jordan Scarlett would be a great pickup. I tell you what, I'd rather have Jordan Scarlett than that guy you're talking about at Miami. You know why? Because I know nothing about your Miami running back, Tommy Beard. I want to see stats.
And nobody else does neither.
Yeah. John Shallor said it to you, Tommy Beard. He don't want no damn we don't need no stinking Miami running back. There you go.
Nah. But I'm going to let you go because I want to hear your opinion, man. I just wanted to call in and touch base with you.
Okay. Well, thank you there, John. Always good hearing from you. Make sure you keep calling in each week, brother.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That was John Shallor, and he was on for almost 5 minutes, so he almost had his run. Okay. I tell you this. It's 10:20 Eastern time. And you guys and gals, mates and wenches, everybody's wants to know what my feelings are on the Brown pickup. As I've said before, we got players in the Hall of Fame too, Tommy Beard. Anyway, I love Tommy Beard, but you know what? There are Gators in the Hall of Fame. Anyway, Emmitt Smith come to mind, the greatest running back ever in yards. Where'd he play? Tommy Beard? Look him up. Emmitt Smith, Florida Gators. Jack Youngblood, Florida Gators. There's 2 right there. Yeah, I know Miami has a bunch of Hall of Famers. You also got a bunch of punks. Bo Jackson wasn't a Gator. He was an Auburn Tiger there, but good try. My views. Everybody that I was talking to, I said, I don't want Antonio Brown on this team. And to be honest, yeah, Jamie, they're really cool. I wish I could get one, but you got to actually have a car. The reason why I was leery of Antonio Brown is because Antonio Brown has been doing everything and I know that it was probably a ploy to get his ass out of Pittsburgh, which worked, by the way. But it was so kind of, it just smacked of being, wow, look at me. Wow, I'm about ready to have a what do you call it? A mental breakdown, kind of like a certain Robert Kelly did on CBS This Morning the other night. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It was a production. Mr. Big Chest. Dude, I got a bigger chest than you. I got a bigger belly than you too, but that's beside the point. I got it. But it was just weird. I was leery of the attitude. I know receivers are divas. But I've told everybody, I said, I do not want to give up pick number 27 to the Steelers for Antonio Brown. Don't want to do it. If I'm going to give up a 27 pick, I want his cousin Marquise. I do. If I was going to give up a 27 pick for a wide receiver, then Gabe was tired of Ben running his mouth. I agree. Bob Greasy didn't play for the Bob Greasy played for Purdue. Steve Spurrier, I don't think is in the Hall of Fame. He's in the College Hall of Fame. But I didn't want to give up that much. And yeah, AJ Brayhew the elder, he was playing the game so he can get out. And I do that, but it was just grating. The thing that I didn't like about it is I was afraid. I was deathly afraid of John Gruden giving up number 27 for Antonio Brown. And I said it the other day. I said he's worth a second-round pick, but I don't want to get him for a second-round pick because the second-round pick we have is like 33 or 35, and that's too high. He's worth it, but I didn't want to give up that cash collateral. That's a big prize. Number 2 pick, second round, or not the number 2 pick, but the second-round pick. I didn't want to give that up, but a third round, I said I wouldn't mind if the highest they give up is a third round pick. Well, they gave up a third round pick. I'm all for it because Antonio Brown wants to be on the Raiders. John Gruden wants Antonio Brown on the Raiders. He has a good attitude that he wants to be there for the Raiders. A third round pick and a fifth round pick is good. The elder said it best. The best wide receiver in the league overall for the last several years. Yeah. Because we've been getting killed on our draft trades. We've been getting killed. The Deion Jordan trade that we when we were up at number 3, and we went back and we ended up picking up the cornerback that had the heart issue, and Deion Jordan went number 3. We got killed on that trade with Miami. But a third and a fifth, yeah, I think we're all very happy with what the picks were that we had to give up. And the fact that we traded, and it's all comes together. The fact that we traded, got Antonio Brown, we gave up a third and a fifth, and we picked up the fifth by trading with the Jets for Coleccio Semele and it removed $10 million. It was a plan. It's an all a grand plan, and it worked out well. So, yeah, we got the better of the deal. And I think it's going to be a fantastic thing. But as I said at the beginning of the show, and I agree with this, you can have Antonio Brown, you can have Jerry Rice, you can have pick a receiver, a Hall of Fame receiver. You can have 3 Hall of Fame receivers there when Tim Brown comes back. If you don't give Derek Carr time to throw the ball and he's flat on his back or on his ass or he's scared like a little bitch, it doesn't mean anything. You need to work on that offensive line. And you re-signed Denzel Good at guard, which is good. I think we'll be okay. Gabe Jackson is probably going to move back to left guard because that's where he was comfortable at. Or not. But I think Gabe moving back to left guard would be better. You put Denzel Good in at right guard where he played last year for Gabe Jackson. And I said that. We got the 5th round pick back with the Assembly trade. Yeah, I said that, Rube. But we gave up our 6th to get the 5th. But, that works. But, yeah, put Gabe at left guard. Put Denzel Good at right guard. You got Miller, who's going to get better at left tackle. Got Hudson. By the way, we need a backup center or a swing or somebody a swing. But I think the Raiders did well. I'm very happy with the trade because we didn't give up a lot. We gave up great compensation for a fantastic wide receiver. Just make sure we get that offensive line together. Yeah, I'm on offensive lineman. Who's at right tackle? That's the question, Chris. Good question, too. Because people were saying, are we going to bring back Donald Penn? Why? I like Donald Penn, but for 3 years in a row, he's had a season-ending injury to end the season. No. Parker, we're going to need another right tackle. Parker shouldn't have been playing last year. I think Parker needs another year of seasoning and a look. And by the way, please tell the son of a bitch to stop putting his right foot back that tells people that it's going to be a pass play. That's a giveaway. When you have somebody that knows that, and I don't know why, I'm sure that they told him not to do it because it's a giveaway. Penn, I don't think Penn has any trade value. Matt, it's a good idea, but I don't think he has any trade value. So we need another tackle, and I think we still need another guard, and we need the center. We still need to get younger. Are we going to sign Feliciano back? He knows the system. He's a good interior offensive lineman. Good, not great, but he's good for what we want. Can we improve on him? Sure, we can improve on him. But if nobody's available as far as backups that are around and he does know the system, then pick up Feliciano. So those are my views. It's an hour and a half, and the line is open. I haven't heard from the elder AJ Brayhugh. Great comments, thank you. Haven't heard from Ruben. Great comments, thank you. Lots of guys commenting. Thank you for commenting, Chris Donnet, Matt Marinovich, Ruben, of course. Tommy called in, thank you. The line is open. Neil, you can call in too. But it's great. Jerry White, yeah, I haven't heard from you since we were trying to give that ticket away. And thank you for coming over here I appreciate you. If you haven't done it already, to please sign up for the broadcast. By the way, and thank you for sending that, Neil. The guys we signed, Saeed Blacknell might be that other diamond. I liked what I saw with him in the preseason, with him and Aitman. Maybe that other year of seasoning is what he needed. Maybe he's that other guy. I liked him at wide receiver. It's Donnet, right? I hope I said that right. You said I said. Now I'll probably screw it up. It's not Donat. It's Donnet. Who's signing? Okay. Unknown caller at 725. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, the elder.
The elder. Why? I don't know why
Right.
I don't know why your number didn't come up there, AJ. Let me make sure I get this down. Did you change numbers?
I sure did, brother.
Okay.
Keep it private, man.
I got you. I'm not. I just said your area code. That's all. I will upgrade the number. I'm glad because
Gotcha.
I tried texting you the other day. I said this SOB ain't texting me back. Okay.
That's right. Son of the best.
Yeah, the SOB, son of the best. There you go. I got you in here, elder. Good. Hey, great talking to you. Hey, Doc Cabral, you're gonna have to give my boy 5 minutes. It's a you got to give everybody at least 5 minutes of talking. That's a standing up until I get so many calls and I cut it down to 3. I'm babbling. You get 5 minutes from now, AJ. Go.
All right. First of all, as I said earlier in my comment, I think the act by Bell and everybody listening, I think you might agree with me when you hear my assessment on this. You know, if you were Bell and you were trying to leave Pittsburgh, and you know everything's not great over there, it's a freezing place. They did what they did, but it hadn't worked in so long. Let's be realistic. You wanted out, so you had to figure who's going to pay you.
Hang on a second.
Get your money.
Doc Cabral. Oh, I know why. Because he can't see me on YouTube. Go. I'm sorry there, AJ. Go ahead.
No problem. So basically, you know who's going to give you your money. The Raiders have the most, and they're moving to Vegas tax-free. Hello, that's a big incentive. So Bell, Le'Veon Bell decided he's not going to play. The whole thing's, imploding over there, so everybody's leaving. And Juju's is going to be probably leaving pretty soon, too. That thing's not working over there, so let's just be realistic.
Well, but Juju's got at least Juju's got at least 2 or 3 more years over there. He's on a rookie deal.
Right, but all these guys who are veterans have paved the way and said, look, this is how you get out of here if you want out. So I think this is going to be a continuing saga for them and Mike Tomlin. But the fact is, Brown, played this like a grand piano, and his agent and, Gruden and Mayock all probably had a meeting and said, you know what, we're going to figure this out. It's a contract issue, and for Mark Davis to give him $50 million, okay, let's look at that. All of that money is probably back-ended, so when they get to Vegas, when they get tax-free money, it's going to come from that because California charged arm and a leg for it, so that's why it's $30 million guaranteed. The other part of it coming on the other end, the Raiders are never really going to, be in the bank for that long, but it's a great fit. We get the best receiver in the league. We set the market in the AFC West. If we get Carr on page with Antonio Brown, look out. If we get another receiver with any kind of marginal speed over there, along with Jordy Nelson, look out. And running back, that's the question mark. If Warren can come back off his injury and produce, I think that's great. But we still need another hitter. In Gruden's history, he has a 1-2 punch, a big and a small. So I don't know who he's going to do it. I'm not believing in Richard as much as everyone else is, but I don't know. Carr's got to get out of that funk. He's got to get his moxie back. He's got to get his ump back. And if he doesn't, man, I'm telling you, if Hansen is there or even Murray at number 4, I don't know. I don't know if I pass on them.
Nope. It's Haskins, by the way. I know you, man.
Yeah, Haskins. Yeah. So
I don't now. Wait a second. Here now. You say that we need a running threat. Okay, we need another running back. I don't want that running back to be a quarterback that's pretty. I don't want that type of quarterback. I want if you're gonna.
Carr doesn't run anymore. We need mobility when the play breaks down. The quarterback has to get going, and Carr doesn't run anymore.
Oh, okay,
and that's the problem.
I got you.
He throws
right.
10, he throws it 3 yards in the dirt, overthrown, interception, pick 6. We can't do that now.
I got you. By the way, Valerie, thank you for coming here. I love you. I love Valerie. Love me some Valerie. In fact, Valerie, you need to call after AJ. It depends upon what the playbook says. Right now, Carr is the guy, and this is the last year of this is his make or break year, because if he doesn't get it, and this is under the auspices that the Raiders actually get some people to block for him. Because if they have a bad offensive line, the jury's still out. But I think that they're going to do everything. I think they're going to do everything to address that, and that they're going to give Carr the best that they can in the offensive line. Remember, Osemele was hurt last year. Jackson was hurt last year. Miller played with a bad knee, and Parker was just overdone. Okay. And Valerie, thank you. See, this is why I love Valerie. He did great in the second half of the year with garbage. Thank you, Valerie. He played well.
Okay.
So
let me ask you, because this is a looming question. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
All right. You and I, let's role play real quick. You're John Gruden. I'm Mike Mayock. All right. I've seen Carr's production over the last 3 years and ever since his leg injury. And
it's Gruden, gone down.
I just can't see. I can't see you paying this guy $20 million.
But
we're gonna have to restructure his deal, because honestly, he's not the top 5 quarterback in the league anymore. He's probably not even top 8. But we gotta do something, because we need other players like that on the O-line and defense, and for this draft, and possibly even safety.
Okay. By the way, AJ Cabral, the number is there. 813-699-0834. That's your number. I agree with an extent. But
$20 million, that's a lot of money.
But remember, he's not the top 5 quarterback in pay anymore. He's actually down, and he's only going to get down more because they're going to have to pay Rodgers. They're going to have to pay a couple other people. And he's going to continue to move down in the list. He's probably going to be in the middle between 10 and 20. Okay. By the time that they get all these quarterbacks signed.
He's going to regress. He regressed in the last 2 years. The point is, he's going to have to earn his pay again to get another payday. But he's not worth $20 million today. And if he's going to do it, we have to give him an incentive-laden contract. That would put the fire and incentive behind his butt for him to perform up to par, especially with an Antonio Brown at the helm.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can't say he doesn't have weapons anymore.
True.
Everyone said, well, he doesn't have weapons. He doesn't have weapons. Well, he's got it now. What's going to be the excuse if he chokes? I can't accept $20 million on a what if. You know what I mean?
I think it's kind of it's a little bit of a both. He needs to get his self together, and he has weapons, so it's a give and take. All the Raiders have got to play better, from Carr to the water boy. Okay, because Bobby Boucher has got to play better as the water boy for the Raiders. Okay. I tell you what, the guys who are in the booth, well, okay, Lincoln is awesome, but the other guy needs to play better too. Brent, give me that job. Okay, by the way. Okay. But everybody on that team needs to play better. Everybody. So when the Raiders
Yeah.
start playing together better as a whole, I think their production is going to go up. I think Carr's production will go up based on that. And if it doesn't, I think that is when Carr leaves in 2020. I think.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. If New York picks up the phone and calls us on draft Sunday or Thursday, whatever it is, I'm telling you, I'm listening, and I'm listening good, because we know they need a quarterback. What are they offering? The plan is this: yes, Carr's the quarterback, but if we get an offer too good for us to turn it around with, and we can't turn it away, looking at the draft, you're going Josh Allen, Bosa, or somebody, or defensive tackle, but I think it's an edge rusher at number 4. If that edge rusher's not there at number 4, my goodness, do we pass on a quarterback?
Yes. Pass on a quarterback. Now here's the thing. In your thinking, you're saying that Bosa's gone, Josh Allen's gone, and Quinnen Williams gone?
Yes, I don't believe Arizona is going to pull the trigger on Murray if they don't get a deal for Josh Rosen, who's unproven yet, and his stock isn't there to prove that he's worth a first-round pick trade. So Arizona's going to be stuck with Josh Rosen. At best, he could go to Jacksonville or New York, but he's still an unproven quarterback at that number 1 position for a trade. So I don't see them getting the other money back. So if they take a defensive guy, they're probably going to take a Nick Bosa. Who's second?
Quinnen Williams and Josh Allen would go number 3.
There you go. So now you're staring at a Bosa. You say we don't want a Bosa, but Gruden and the company like Bosa.
God help us.
It's a tough though. Yeah, I don't really care for the guy. I think he's an injury-prone dude waiting to happen. So I'm with you on that. So if you don't want Bosa, you're trading back, and then how far are we going back? Because then you're talking about those other quarterbacks that might get picked.
Well, there you go. See, there you go.
You need a backup quarterback,
right?
If Carr doesn't pan out.
No, well, here's the thing. I'm trading back because somebody wants. If there's somebody there, and they know that we don't want necessarily somebody, I think we're working the boards, and we're going to get somebody at 6 or 7 in New York or in Jacksonville for that number 4 pick. And I haven't really looked beyond that, but I don't know who's picking 8 or 9, but I would see what they want. And again, I don't have the draft board in front of me, but
so
I would stick
and
our
guy's not there. Do you pull the trigger for Ole Miss run a wide receiver? That's another Megatron.
What, Marquis? Oh, no. Metcalf? No.
Yeah.
No. Not at 4.
Do you pair him up with Antonio Brown and Jordy Nelson?
No, not at 4. I would trade back to like 7, 8, or 9 at the most. I'd probably like to go actually 6 or 7, because I think the Giants are 6. I believe the Giants are 6, if they might be 5th. But I would say you trade back to like 6 or 7, and then maybe you start looking at Montez Sweat. Then you might be looking at Clelin Ferrell. Maybe you look at Metcalf. But I tell you what, if you get Metcalf, I don't think they're going to get Metcalf, because I really think that they're going to try to get Antonio Brown's cousin. I really do, because I think that would say, hey, dude, you got to get my cousin in here. I really think that's going to happen.
I think we need a monster, tall, oh my God type player over there, like a Megatron, Randy Moss type figure over there, in a pair, so that even when they try to double team Brown, that guy's going streaking down the field with a bomb down the seam. Good night. We're getting 6 every time.
Well, you know what? I liked what I saw out of Marcel Aitman next year. He's not as big as Megatron. He's not as big as Terrell Owens, but he catches everything, and he's fast. And I think that with another year in the weight room, looking at the playbook, maybe he grows into that role. I really like Marcel Aitman. And like I was saying, the other guy, Saeed Blacknell, who's got a lot of speed. There you go. Oh, there you go. Tampa Bay at 5, Giants. And thank you there, Neil. I know you guys are going to be helping me out here. Like I said, Tampa Bay ain't going to swap, but I think the Giants and the Jaguars might. And the
Jaguars are looking for a quarterback, and so is the New York Giants. So those two.
Well, there's your trade. There's your trade partners.
Phone calls at that moment.
Yeah, there's your trade partners right there.
But if Josh Allen is sitting there at number 4, you definitely say he's a fit for our system.
Yes, I want Josh Allen, and if I don't get Josh Allen, I want as a backup prize, I want Montez Sweat. And if I don't get Josh Allen or Montez Sweat, if Clelin Ferrell is there, I like Ferrell. And I like the other kid that was on the Clemson defensive line. I think that one of those guys, the Clemson defensive line guys, are going to be available in the 20s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, down at 20, the 20s where we get to pick in those other 2 picks, we could even move up a little bit to get a guy if we're looking for it. And especially with that trade back that you're talking about at 6 and 7 with either Jaguars and New York Giants, we'll have some maneuverability so that we'll have something for next year and some trade bait we can use to move up again without losing our position in the late round or the first round of this year's pick.
That's right. I agree. By the way, AJ, you need to introduce yourself to Valerie because she thinks you're nuts.
Hey, for everybody out there in the Raider Nation that does not really agree with me, I've been a Raider since 1976. I was 3 years old. I've seen the Super Bowl, and I was hooked ever since. My father's a 49er fan. I have the football from, I think it's a Y.A. Tittle, and the other guy who threw the football 4 times in less than a minute had 4 touchdowns. I have that football signed. It's worth all kind of money, but I'm a diehard Raider. I know the history. I know the history of the other teams. I've studied the Macabilia of the silver and black. I've known other players. I've played the game. I played high school and college. I played against Aaron McNair. I was at Southern University. I served the United States Navy. My salty doggy right here who's hosting the show. I'm a well-educated person. I may not know everything, but I know more than most.
Okay. I mean, I got your credentials. AJ. And by the way, you wear a collar, and I respect that too.
That's right.
I respect that too.
Thank you.
No worries.
I am the elder, the senior pastor of Hosanna Pentecostal Ministries in Las Vegas, Nevada. You ever get a chance to stop by, fellowship with the great Bishop Leon Smith at the Pentecostal Temple in Las Vegas off F Street.
Well, the next time I come out to Vegas, as long as it's not a weekend with the daughter, I appreciate you letting me hang out with you again.
Oh, absolutely. At 4 years old, she's past my waistline up to my ribcage, man. She's the biggest one in her class right now. I'm like, my goodness.
Wow.
I'll grow me here in a minute.
Okay. Well, we'll say hi to her. And again, always good hearing from you. I'm not kicking you off, but not by any stretch. But if anybody wants to call in, and I'd love to hear from Valerie. I'd love to hear from Ruben. I'd like to hear from Neil.
John Scheller says his dad was on the USS Lawrence.
There you go. Yeah. We got some
all the salties out there. God bless you.
That's it. We got the
and all.
we got the salties in here.
Hey, it's my first time watching your show on YouTube. It's great. The clarity and the sound is better than Facebook. Thank you again for doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Make sure you post that because people will not get off of Facebook. And I want folks by the time the season comes out, because remember, everybody liked my show on Sunday nights after the game. And the reason why that there was issues and it would get bounced, it would get disconnected. I can't stand Facebook in that respect. I want to grab everybody.
Right.
I grab everybody. Please bring them over here to YouTube, okay? Because the clarity is there. The sound is better. It's just a better experience here, and I appreciate everybody coming over here.
Yeah, Neil Beckman says I'm still a baby. 1976, 3 years old. Hey, I'm aging well, man. God bless you.
There you go. Hey, any day above ground and vertical is better than being horizontal.
Hey, Salt, you need a Dodger jersey, man. What are you doing with that Philly stuff?
As the going to be the winners of the National League East this year, and
the East.
I
like how you emphasize that, the East.
Yeah, but salty dog. What did the Dodgers do? They gave away Puig.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that guy from the Angels. We're gonna get that big bat from the Angels.
Who? Mike Trout. We're getting him in 2 years.
No, he's free now. We're in talks to get him right now.
No, Mike Trout is not free for another 2 years. That's why that.
No,
I'm telling you,
all over the major league. It's there. They're going to get him.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what. We will have we'll have a Cavassier bet on who gets Mike Trout. A Cavassier bet. Okay.
We're going to go back to that Italian restaurant over there, and when you come to town, and my treat.
Okay, I'm all for that. You know, I don't say no to food. All right, brother. I'm going to let somebody else. It's always a pleasure talking to you there, AJ. And don't be a stranger.
God bless you all, man. Know that I'm praying for you. You know what I mean? Everybody out there, no matter how we agree or disagree, no matter red, blue, white, what have you. Man, you're all in my prayers.
Hey,
have a blessed night, everybody.
Hey, thanks again, brother. Great hearing from you. Appreciate it. You come. Make sure you make it. Get everybody over here. I'm going to let you be my shepherd to get those folks over here to YouTube.
I sure will.
All right. Take care, AJ.
God bless you. Love you, brother.
Love you too. And that is the elder AJ Brayhue, otherwise known as Raider Rev. Love me some Raider Rev. Valerie, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here because I love me some Valerie. I love my wenches. And Valerie is the classiest wench of all. The classiest wench of all. Love my wenches. I need to get my wenches over here too. And as a term of endearment, you know I love you. Okay. I want Valerie to call. I want the other AJ, because there's AJ Cabral, who is also a salty dog, who is a corpsman, which is why hopefully people tell Reggie Burdett he's got to come over here. Because before Facebook crapped out, you know, and I don't have the time to go back and forth, you know, when the show is going on. When Facebook crapped out, I just let it drop, okay? But you'd have lots of folks share it after 3 or 4. Okay, I'll tell you what. Maybe that's it, Neil, because there's issues, okay? Get folks over here. Because that's why I don't like all that crap on Facebook where it cuts out. And Doc Cabral, who is just in there, Valerie, you're going to have to give my other AJ. It's the AJ and AJ show. Doc, okay. Oh, and there's the other Doc. There's Doc Reggie Burdett. Tell you what, Doc Burdett. Wait a second. Doc Cabral's going to talk. Doc Cabral, you got at least 5. What's going on, brother?
You tell me, man. What's up with this thing with the guy from the Pittsburgh Steelers? Why aren't they going into those Patriots freebies?
Why? Like who?
We got a whole bunch of freebies out there, man.
Oh, well, wait a second. Valerie, if you called, I didn't. Did you use that number? Because it didn't come through. Valerie, Doc Cabral's on, and he's a Pats fan, and I'm sure he will give me at least 5 good minutes. Doc Burdett.
I'll be real quick.
Okay, but Valerie, please keep trying. You know that I want to hear from you. What now? Which are you talking now? I tell you what, you talking about their end Flowers? I want Flowers. He's a free agent, though. Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's too bad for us.
The Flowers isn't available technically until Wednesday.
Yeah, I know.
So
The
maybe
other thing was that.
we'll get him. I hope to get him. I hope to get him. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the other thing I wanted to ask you, I think that the Mayock and the Gruden thing started more than a year ago because he's very, very perceptive.
Okay.
Him and Gruden are very, very perceptive. They know what they want, and they're going for it.
Right. Right.
They know they're going for it, and they're not going to stop until they get everything they want. And I respect them for that because they're taking the time strategically, not just think about your days as a IAS, where you were thinking strategically against as an analyst. It's the same thing. They're using whatever they see in front of them, and they're using it for analysis to get the information they need to make a better team.
Okay.
Yeah, man, this book's just like you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Not can I ever confirm or deny what I did for a living or still do. But at one of these days, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I want to do. And I swear, I want Brett Musburger's job. I want to work in the Raider organization doing this. This is what I want to do. But until
you can't because you're typically the girl's girlfriend, man.
What?
Remember when Brett Musburger was following AJ McCarron's girlfriend all the place?
Yeah, tell you what, that's probably the best. That's probably the best thing I've heard out of Brett Musburger in years was the fact that AJ McCarron's, who's now I think it's his wife. I mean, but she's hot. Yeah, I got it, Brett. But you know what? You're an old geezer. As I was telling the gentleman yesterday. That I was doing the show with, and there was a good-looking gal that came by. I said, the only difference between me now and me 20 years ago was that 20 years ago I could pull stuff like that, and he smiled. But anyway, as actually pull some really good effort. But as far as the Patriots guys, Flowers, I think it is going to be somebody that we go after. Sir Wacko McFink, thank you. Wait till you see the room once the other room gets done, sir. I got a interior decorator that's gonna have a field day with all the stuff I have, and I just don't know how much it's gonna cost. I get to figure that out on the 3rd of April when she gives me an estimate. And oh my God, that's gonna be one number I don't want to see. But we'll see. It'll be a good looking room.
To the East Coast, I'll come see you, okay?
Please do. And do the Patriots got one
right now? But we'll be okay.
Well, I was gonna say you take care of yourself. Best to you and the wife and the family. And do the Patriots got one more year?
I think they got one more Super Bowl win to make 7, so they can tell the Steelers it's 5 cents for you. So
okay.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, if Tom Brady lasts, if they get a 7th Super Bowl, him and Bill are going to retire. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, people are just waiting on them to go. And the thing is, like I keep telling people, is that they're going to go to the playoffs because the AFC least, and I said that correctly, the AFC least between the Dolphins and the Bills and the Jets, they don't give them any competition. So they're an easy get.
Yeah. Well, best of luck, please, and take care.
All right. Hey, Doc, always good hearing from you. Thanks for calling in. Make sure you're a constant call, brother.
I shall, brother. Good night.
Good night. That's my boy, Doc Cabral, which leaves the line open for either Doc Burdett or my personal favorite. I love me some Valerie. Hopefully I'll get one of them to call in. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Neil Backman says that the Patriots are getting rid of all of their coaches except for the hoodie. Wow. What's your source on that, Neil? What's your source? I'd be interested to hear the source. Not that I care. The Patriots are going to be, constant, involved in the playoffs until they lose. Well, until they lose the karma, until they lose the je ne sais quoi, until they lose whatever they have together. and they're going to continue to get the calls as long as Tom Brady's there. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. The NFL today is made on that offensive area. Doc Burdett, you're going to have to wait because Valerie beat you to the punch. Valerie, how is my girl? I love you, honey. How are you doing?
Hi.
Long time.
Long time.
Yes. What's going on, honey? Talk to me.
No, not much. Just pretty excited about Antonio Brown. I think there's a lot of talk about is he more trouble than he's worth, but I think he just was super unhappy in Pittsburgh, and I think this is a new start for him. And I feel that with Derek, I think we could give Derek. I love me some Derek Carr, and I feel that we get a line to protect him, give him more than 2 seconds in that pocket, and I think that he's a great quarterback, and I'm super excited about Antonio Brown joining.
Okay. So, and I agree. Like I said, we need to protect Derek Carr. I do agree there, and I know that first AJ, and like I said, both the AJs are both salty sailors. I love them. They are my brothers. So you got the AJ, the elder, AJ, the Doc, and then Doc Burdett is probably going to follow you. So you gotta follow along with all these people that I know. So, but that's why I need me Valerie in there to break up all of these old salty bastards, because we love you, and you're not only are you beautiful, but you know what the hell you're talking about. And Jimmy Beck said it out. It says Valerie is a smart woman, and that's why I love you more, because again, it is pure inside and out, beauty inside and out, and the knowledge that goes with it. That's why we love you, because you're a smart cookie.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what's happening with Marshawn? Is he back another year or what? I haven't really seen anything about him.
The latest that they said with Marshawn is that it's going to be up to Marshawn if Marshawn wants to come back, but it is also is what the doctors say. If Marshawn is available, and by the way, I'm sure that Ruben will come up on this because I know Ruben's out there. A lot of these folks are out there. It's a matter of if is Marshawn's knee or groin. Actually, it's the groin. If he can come back from that, and he is worth it, because remember that I believe it's the same injury he had when he left Seattle. I might be mistaken. But I think it was a groin in Seattle, or I'm pretty sure it was a groin in Seattle too. And that's why he retired, because he wasn't up to snuff. So if it's gotten worse, and that year off worked when he came back, he's been on the team for 2 years, and that year off worked. But now you got him back at 2 years with the pounding, and now he's injured again. Whether he can come back from that and it's a good fit, if he wants to come back, if he's up for it medically, and he likes what the contract offer is, because they're not going to pay him a lot of money. They're not.
No. So
we'll see. Will it be Doug Martin? Doug Martin played a very good second half last year, and the Raiders offense actually played better under Doug Martin than it did under Marshawn Lynch. And, we had it kind of went after a while. It took a while for it to start getting into fruition, but it did. They actually had a better offense with Doug Martin than they did with Marshawn Lynch. So will Doug Martin come back? Don't know. Will Richard take over a major role? I don't know. I think that he's okay, but Chris Warren III is going to be there. He's going to be your pounder. You're going to have Richard back there, and then everything else is up in the air. Will Martin come back? Will somebody else be there? We'll see. But the Raiders do need a stud young running back. And I wish they could have picked up Nick Chubb when he was available in the draft. I wish they could have picked up Alvin Kamara when he was available in the draft. I know these guys because they're SEC guys. And I know that the backs are available. And that's why I said Jordan Scarlett out of Florida. And I know Tommy Beard Yeah, la 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 la. Tommy Beard, screw you, Tommy Beard. Jordan Scarlett will be an excellent pickup, and he's out of Florida. And you're my Gator gal too, right?
Yes.
There you go. And that's why I love you more, because you're a Gator gal as well.
So, I've been kind of seeing things on Instagram about rumors of Le'Veon Bell. Is that a possibility? What do you think about that?
Well, I've somebody, while we were having the show, I clicked on my other profile, said that there's already rumblings that the Raiders are picking up Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. According to Tommy Beard, he says that all of the people that are thinking we're getting Le'Veon Bell are smoking something, except he threw a couple F's in there. But that's Tommy Beard. Love Tommy Beard. But he said there are effing smoking something. And he said, if I'm not mistaken, he said the Ravens at the right price. He said the Eagles. He said the Bears, although somebody was that brought up the fact that the Bears are up against the cap. But then the other gentleman, I can't remember who it is, and I apologize, said that the Bears are trying to get rid of Jordan Howard and get Mark Ingram. So there's a bunch of things going on there where the Bears might be in play. But it all depends upon what the price is. Oh, yeah, and John Shallor said the Texans. So there's a bunch of people that are in the Le'Veon Bell mix. I don't think that that Le'Veon Bell is a high of a priority for Gruden, because we haven't heard a lot about it, other than the fact that apparently Derek Carr is sending him love notes in the mail or whatever on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know. And John Shallor says he wants $17 million. I don't want to spend. I'm sorry. I don't want to give Le'Veon Bell $17 million. That's not a good use of money.
Yeah. But I also feel too that Rashard and Martin both dropped that ball way too much. They both fumbled way too much.
Well, Rashard was tendered, and I think Washington is. I think because Rashard was a free agent pickup and he wasn't drafted. I think Washington is still under. I believe Washington is still on our roster. Somebody can tell me I'm wrong, but I believe that because Washington was a draft pick, he was on for 4 years. So if you go for that, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, DeAndre Washington, I believe, is still on this roster because this is year 4. So it's D-Wash and Rashard who was tendered because he was an unrestricted free agent pickup. Again, Chris Warren and other things that are coming back, maybe Doug Martin. Yeah, they put the ball on the deck a bit too much. I agree. But we also thought that
too. I feel we need somebody big, like a bigger, stronger. I think they're also small.
Yeah. Like I said, Jordan Scarlett, I believe, is about it, but he's a bulkier. Jordan Scarlett is kind of like a cross where he's like 5'11", and I think he ran one of the fastest 40 times this year in the combine. I think he ran a 4.40, but he's a bulky fire plug, kind of like a Doug Martin with speed, kind of like what Doug Martin was when he first came into the league. Mm-hmm. So I think that they're going to have a back like that, because Warren is your big bruising, Tyrone Wheatley type of back, and Gruden likes his thunder and lightning, and we'll see what actually plays out. But I think Warren is your thunder. Who's the lightning? We'll see about that. What we got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's interesting to see. I'm pretty excited. So is this like for sure that we're still in Oakland for this last year? Was that a definite?
Well, it's 95%. And they said that there's something that's giving that last minute of a hiccup. And I said, and I'm pretty sure that people are tell me I'm right, it has to do with the lawsuit. But the Oakland politicos have stated that they're not going to give up on that lawsuit. Again, Ruben, I'm sure, can chime in either through comment or call. The politicos, the mayor, who I can't stand, has stated that she's not giving up on that lawsuit. It's frivolous. It's just a matter of money. They want some sort of package money from the Raiders in the NFL. to buy them out of the debt that they have. And that's what it is. It has to deal with money. And that's one of the reasons why Mark didn't want to go back and give Oakland money, because he's giving them money to feed them for the lawsuit that they won anyway. And I agree with him on that one. So we'll see. I mean, it's getting late in the game, and they need to make a decision. Somebody needs to shit or get off the pot, because it's March 10th. And right now, people are making up a schedule for the new year for football. And because they have to worry about things such as, if the Raiders stay, about where the Raider games will be in conjunction with where the Oakland A's are playing at the time, they need to know that. So until they do, it's that fly in the ointment, man. It's something that's not right, and they need to get it fixed real soon.
Well, just to let you know, if they play at the stadium in Oakland, Kayla, Ashley, and myself are going to go out to at least one game, maybe two. So we'll let you know when the schedule actually comes out, the date. We'll let you know which game we're going to go to.
Well, you do let me know, because I tell you, I want to go out there, but depending upon how much the interior decorator says I have to pay, and this is the first that anybody is hearing about it. I'm saying this right now. This is Action News reporting, exclusive. Depending upon the price that I have to pay for my room, I might not be picking up my season tickets this year, because I have to be able to budget all this stuff. And, and I hate saying that. But, I will definitely be in Oakland for a game or two if I don't get my season tickets back. I want my season tickets back, but I got to figure out how much that room's going to cost me. And, oh, by the way, I still have to get tile on the lanai, because that's new too, and I got to pay for that, and I got to pay for the bar because that wasn't in the contract. And again, the sticky wicket of all this equation is how much is the interior decorating going to cost me? And, oh, by the way, I haven't done my taxes yet, so I haven't figured out whether I owe or am I getting a refund. So there's a lot of, I know, but it's like, that's why I do these things. So maybe the week, once April comes, if I haven't done my taxes, you guys might not see me for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But please call in, and I hope you subscribe, Valerie.
I will, and I will. Yes, sir. It's been nice talking to you.
And hey, like I said, love you to death. Love you and your girls. Like I said, I love my wenches. Love my wenches. You make sure you stick with us.
All right, go Raiders.
Go Raiders. Thanks again, Val.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. That was my girl, Valerie. Love my wenches. Doc Burdett, you get that last one if you want to call in. I tell you, I like the fact that we've been getting a good stream of calls. And again, I enjoy this, and that's why I said I love people coming over and watching on YouTube. And thank you for being here. As Ruben said, it's always about the money. Travis Homer ran a 4.48 at the combine. Okay. Jordan Scarlett ran a 4.4. Okay, Mike Merker. Thank you, Mike. I hadn't seen you. It has to do with the turnover of the headquarters practice facility. Okay, thanks, Mike. That's news to me. Thank you for coming aboard. The glitch is not the lawsuit, is with the turnover of the headquarters and practice facilities. Thank you. 5'10", 225. Okay. Scarlett is, give me, like I said, Scarlett's about that size. I think he's 5'10" as well. He's a bowling ball. So Tommy Beard says that Travis Homer is the second coming. Get him ready for Canton with his gold jacket, because he's from Miami, so he's awesome. Right? I know, I'm giving you crap. Yes, I like Scarlett because he's a Gator. 6'3", 255. Who's that, Ed? I don't know who Ed Winchell, who's 6'3", 255. I want to know who that is. Doc Burdett, thank you for coming over and thank you for dealing with us because we have AJ and AJ and the second AJ is a Doc. So, I'm glad I love my girl Valerie. Love my wench Valerie. Love my wench. Love my wench. Love Valerie. And thank you for coming back, calling in. How have you been doing, Doc? And you have some news for me because I haven't heard from you in a while. I know you had like a couple surgeries. What's going on?
Well, I haven't had a surgery, and I had some pretty good progress. I'm actually can see a little bit now, which is big, good for me. Can't read anything yet, but I can, I can see traffic now when I'm walking, and where I couldn't see traffic, and I can see about 8 foot out.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice. I couldn't do any of that before, so to me that's huge progress. I mean, I'm not, I can't see details of people's faces yet or nothing like that, but from nothing to something, to me, is huge.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. That's great. And am I as ugly as you remember?
Well, I've never seen you before.
Well, but in Gitmo.
Oh, well, now you get the beard. So, like I said, I can't see details on the face yet.
Okay, well, just get ready. Just get ready. I mean, my hair's a little shorter than it was, actually a lot shorter than it was in Gitmo. My hair in Gitmo, but you can't see this, but my hair in Gitmo, folks, was down to here. So my hair's gotten a little bit shorter. The beard's gotten a little bit longer. So that's just the way it is there. But I'm glad that you're feeling better, and I'm glad that the vision is getting better. So blessings to you, Doc. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, like I said, I know they can only work on one eye, but I'll take whatever I can get. I'm happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's your feelings?
We got a couple questions for you. I know the one guy was talking about Derek Carr being $20 million. I was under the impression that his contract next year was only going to be a $15 million cap hit.
I believe you are right, because I know that the way that they wrote the contract, that it is on a sliding scale, getting smaller. So Carr's cap hit, I believe, is less than 20. I believe it was maybe around, I want to say 18, and then the year after that it might be at 16, something like that. Don't quote me the specifics, but I do know it was on a sliding scale to go down, so that by the time that the contract reached the end of its time, it was actually a very well maintained contract.
Oh yeah, see, that's my understanding. So not only is the other quarterback getting these huge paydays, he's dropping down, but it's also going down naturally anyway. So my understanding was next year he would be around the highest or 13th highest in the league.
Right. And that's why I said by the time you get there, he's middle of the pack quarterback, and he's better. He has the capabilities to be a top 10 quarterback, but it just depends upon what he does with it.
A lot of that has to do with what kind of line we put in front of him, too.
That's true.
If he's on his back, any quarterback ain't going to do anything.
You can't throw touchdowns from your ass, man. Unless you're Kenny Stabler. Unless you're Kenny Stabler, you can't throw touchdowns from your ass.
And then they changed the rules so you can't even do that no more.
Yeah, because when you're down, you're down.
Yeah. But the thing is, AB, for the longest time, I was so worried I really didn't want him. I'll tell you, I was worried. I was seeing all these antics, and I was like, man, is this guy a cancer? And I was scared, Captain Jack. I was scared. And then I heard we got him. And I've been watching all day. And I've been watching all these, switching from ESPN to NFL Network. And then I'm hearing these other players who played with him. And I started hearing some good things
that kind of eased my mind a little bit. I was hearing about, well, he takes all these other guys under his wing. And then I hear about how hard he works in practice. And that he's one of the hardest workers in practice. And I'm like, well, if that's true, if he's really a hard worker, and then I started hearing that all these players that from the Steelers are going to miss him and wished him well. They didn't do that with Avion Bell. What did they do with Avion Bell? Said he wasn't coming back. They raised his locker.
Yep,
They treated him bad.
Right, because they didn't really care that he left, and like I said, that when he was gone, like I said, it was like a free for all to get his stuff. So that tells me all. And I actually kind of forgot about that. I said, as far as ability, I wanted Le'Veon Bell over Antonio Brown, but like I said, you throw in the fact that Le'Veon was not liked amongst his teammates. You throw in the fact that he's allegedly ballooned up to 260 pounds. 260? Wow. I mean, that's like Christian Okoye type sizing, and I don't want that in a running back, okay? If you're not the Nigerian Nightmare and you're not playing behind the fantastic offensive line that the Kansas City Chiefs had at the time, then I don't want you in that aspect running behind our line, because our line is not up to that. Our line is I don't want to say that they're pitiful, but they'd have to work up to be pitiful. So hopefully we'll get there. And hopefully we'll have a really good offensive line real quick, but we'll have to see if that happens.
So everything I'm seeing now, after the fact, from seeing some other players are saying to work with AB, I'm personally feeling that this was more of him and Big Ben didn't get along. There was a more fallout between them two, and he felt betrayed from Mike Tomlin. And I think maybe Mike Tomlin lost that issue. And that's what I'm hoping. And so now that he is a Raider, I'm going to be all in behind him and root for him. Because once you're a Raider, you're ours. Yeah, I'm going to root for you.
I agree. I mean, I tell you what, now John Shallor is saying this, and check this out, Doc. Said that per source, Blake Wayman says the Raiders are trying to package a bunch of draft picks for Odell Beckham. Wow. If you can get, I tell you what, I don't think I can't see Odell Beckham being on this team with Antonio Brown, because I just can't see that, though. That's unfathomable.
I think the personalities will clash.
Right.
The personalities will clash.
It's unfathomable to me. I can't see it working. I mean, it's kind of like when Dan Snyder had all that money that he was throwing around in Washington for all of these players, and it was just unfathomable to me. By the way, according to Mike Merker, thank you for this. Now, you said that his cap hit for this year is 22.5. Now, check that, Mike. Is that under Spot Track? What's your source on that? If it's Spot Track, I'll take that. But according to Mike Merker, 22.5 for this year. I still think, though. Now remember that his first, it was like it was a $25 million hit. So while I got you on the line, Mike, check what the numbers were. How it's sliding down. I know it was a sliding down contract, but Mike, thank you for that information for all of us here, and thank you, Ed Winchell, for talking as well. But yeah, wow. Did Antonio Brown and Tommy Beard's talking about the Buffalo quarterback Tyree Jackson. Yeah, I'll have to check on him, Tommy. But thank you for that. I know a couple of people were talking about the Buffalo quarterback, but we'll see. Maybe that's our dark pick that nobody knows about. That's an Al Davis type pick, somebody that they're not projecting up. Yes, Spot Track. Thank you there, Mike. So we'll see. I'll tell you what, it's all good in the hood, man. It's gonna be a wonderful year this year, and I know that the Raiders are not going to suck in 2019. They might not be the greatest, but I really think that based upon what I'm seeing so far, and we still have free agency to go through, and we still have the draft to go through. But the way that this team is being constructed, this should be at least a 500 or better year, and then maybe get, as I stated, the playoffs by 2020.
Well, I tell you, running back guys, and I said it earlier on, and then after seeing the draft, and not the draft, but the combine, I still say we need to go after Darrell Henderson from Memphis. I think he'll be available in the fourth or later round. I mean, he had 1,900 yards last year, and the year before that, it was about 1,500 yards. That's 2 years back to back with no line from a small school. I think we can get him relatively cheap. He did very good on his 40. Not the fastest, but he's an elusive runner. He's kind of like a Marshawn Lynch build. And I think he could do very well for us.
Okay, and you said the kid's from Memphis. What's his name, Doc?
Darrell Henderson.
Darrell Henderson. Okay. Now, there was a guy, and you might know who to. I think that Matt Mashad, if he's still on, Matt Mashad was talking to me about a guy that was the small school version, and I think he went to Louisiana Tech, and he was like Khalil Mack 2.0, except he was better and faster. So I wouldn't mind getting that kid, and I know that he was, and we got to figure out what his name was, but Matt Mashad was talking about him to me offline a couple months back. So that would be great to see who that guy was. And then everybody's saying we need a no line. We need a no line. And I tell you what, if we let Cook go, which I'm pretty sure we are, we need a tight end. And Waller is going to be a really good tight end for us. I believe that with Lee Smith and Waller, and we still need that. We still need
off the weed.
If Waller can stay off the weed, if he can stay off the weed, just like A. Stephen Smith says, as long as he stays off the weed, he'll be a good pickup. We'll see.
Now, I'll tell you, before we got AB, I was looking at UMass's receiver, Isabella.
Yeah,
that's a good route.
Yeah, and that would be the perfect guy in the slot.
So, and he still might be a good guy that we could get for the slot. I mean, and maybe he could complement and learn under AB.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, that's a really good route runner. He's not really getting a whole lot of recognition. He could be a steal. He could easily be down there if we're going to take a receiver like at 35, second round.
Yeah,
that's a high second round pick.
Yeah. Like I said, if you're going to want somebody like Metcalf or Marquise Brown, they're going to be first-round picks. And N'Keal Harry, who was a first-round pick, has dropped on some boards because he had a bad combine.
Metcalf is going to be a bust.
I think so, too.
You heard me now. He's too muscular. He needs to put the barbell down and get a yoga mat and stretch. He needs to get some flexibility. He's fast in a straight line, but you see him in the other parts of the combine.
No, I didn't watch the combine. It's not a good use of my time.
Well, I don't work. I'm retiring. I got nothing else to do.
Well, Doc, you're allowed to. Unfortunately, I got to work. And as John Chalor has reminded me, we're up at 2.5 hours, and it's time for me to go and shut up, put this up for everybody. And I say thank you for everybody. Thank you for calling in as well, Doc.
It's good. You have a good night there, Captain Jack. And you have a good night. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. And I want you here. And thanks for coming aboard, and thanks for subscribing.
Well, I'm getting my daughter to do that for me tomorrow because I don't know how to subscribe. I'm not a YouTuber. She's got to teach me how to do that.
Well, you get it done.
You don't have to do it in yet. She's going to hook me up. She told me to do it.
All right. Hey, that's all I need. I know you're good for it there, Doc. Hey, thank you.
All right. You need to have a good day, everybody.
All right. Thanks again. And that was Doc Burdett. And Doc is my last call. It was, wow, it is a 2.5 hour show. And thank you for all of the folks that are here. I love the back and forth. You know, I don't like to listen to myself talk for over 2 hours. I've done it before in Guantanamo. I don't like doing it. It's taxing. I can do it, but I don't like doing it. So I do appreciate y'all being here. And, you know, it's a joint effort. This is your show. You still don't know Jack about sports because I'm Jack. And I appreciate y'all calling in, and thanks for subscribing. So, again, be here next Sunday. We'll have another You Don't Know Jack About Sports show. If I get all of my stuff done, maybe we'll have an Ask Captain Jack show on Thursday like we did this past Thursday. Thank you to everybody that all the positives. Thank you for that. But I tell you what, if I have an Ask Captain Jack show on Thursday, need some people to call in. Because I felt like I was twiddling my thumbs for a lot of the show on Thursday. So hopefully y'all will call in. So again, look for it. If I can do it, I'm pretty sure I'll do that on Thursday. It'll be an Ask Captain Jack show, which again mostly is supposed to be about Raider oriented. But you know, if we got other people calling in, we'll call in. You know, we spoke about the Capitals and the Islanders and things like that. That's the way it is. But You Don't Know Jack About Sports for Sundays. During football season, I'm going to flip it. It's going to be Ask Captain Jack on Sundays, and You Don't Know Jack About Sports will probably move to a time during the week. And I'm still trying to get some other time where I have my podcast, which was the Coast to Coast Raider Nation podcast with Big L and I love me some Angria Trask. Girl is awesome. I say the lady is awesome. We'll hopefully do that again next year. And then I'm doing other things. So be up for, like I said, the Black Shield and Gallon Wheel podcast. And I'm kind of bummed that I cannot get my interview with Willie Rofe. I can't seem to get it to download in any sort of aspect because it's an audio track, and YouTube says it has to be a video, and it's upsetting me. So if you guys can help me out there, I tried to consolidate it and compress it and things like that, and it's still over a meg, so it's a pain. But we'll get that done. And I said it. And if not, I'm going to ask Willie to hopefully get up to the house because he's down in Jupiter. And hopefully he'll join me one day for an in studio. If not, because Willie Rofe was awesome, so we'll take care of that. But again, I didn't get a chance to call anybody else to get some more callers for the show, more Raiders. But I know Jerry Bell, like I said, Jerry Bell, a local guy in the area, and I'm going to reach out to a couple more people, so we'll get that done. But again, thank you for joining me on the You Don't Know Jack About Sports show. I am Captain Jack. Be here, YouTube, every Sunday, and get the word out get those Facebookers over here. This is the place to be. Thanks again. We'll see everybody next show. It's always a pleasure. Remember, you don't know jack about sports. And thank you for joining me. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.